Tomorrow, I have a lot to do, which is why I have this quirky thought about waking up at 5 a.m. Oh, hello. So the past 9-ish days, I have been practicing portraits. I wanted to try a brand new blending technique. Call me oblivious, but it never really crossed my mind that you can blend charcoal with brushes. Hello. Hello. This just came in the mail. I ordered it from Amazon. It just so happens that I'm not going to school today because I'm actually kind of sick and I don't want to spread anything to anyone else. Let's inhale dust together. I credit this idea to Matt Charcoal, very, very good charcoal artist. Definitely check him out. I noticed that he used brushes and he uses charcoal, so I thought, why not? For the brushes, they're basically from the dollar store, but for the sandpaper, I did get it on Amazon. The first day is pretty much just a test piece, but also a side portrait because I have beef with side portraits. I'm gonna switch to a darker shade because I feel like I can see that I got some basic shape. Oh, there's so much dust already. That's too much. Okay. It looks so off. Oh, I'm looking at it mirrored. Holy. Ignore. This is a test piece, okay? It's a test piece. Day 1 ended up alright. It was a lot of experimentation like my college has drilled into me multiple times. This whole portrait practice is actually just experimentation all the way through. But then at the end, it hit me that I actually didn't really know what I was doing, so I thought more research would really help with that, because at the moment I was just slapping dust into a dead tree. I forgot I wrote that in the script. Oh my god, her head is too big. It's a test piece. That's like my only excuse is that it's a test piece. It's clear that I was not going for a fully rendered look, so I didn't really mind having the brush strokes just there. In my mind, I was like, it's a test piece. It's a test piece. It's fine. It is right now like 8 something in the morning. I slept at like 1, okay? Don't ask me why. It was a weekend night. I am tired. I don't know if I'll post shorts today, but I have to set this all up in film. So you'll see how I set up my stuff. But for day 2, instead of just watching Matt Charcoal's shorts, I watched his long-form video and was amazed. Day 2 was a portrait of this older man, and I picked this portrait because it's in black and white, so it's a bit easier for me. But also, I really don't think I've ever did a full portrait piece of an older man before. And then so it stretched on to day 3, so I was a bit lazy, so shh. I am pretty proud of the shading. I do like how I did the wrinkles. I don't really have the hang of the brush yet, but I was still figuring out how to utilize it to my advantage. What really bothered me though was the proportions. I really goofed up there. It's way too narrow. My mom actually said it was okay because it could just be a different face shape, but I did also ask my friend and my art tutor for feedback, and they said like, yeah, his face is way too thin. Okay, just finished filming the short. I'm gonna edit it and then post it for tomorrow. See you in the next clip. So as you can see here, he looks okay, but his eyes look cross-eyed, so it seems like he's looking at his nose, which I find really funny. And also I want to complete his head, and then his head does look off, but I'm worried that it's too late to change that. Was my posture good or was it terrible? Crap, I don't know. And then you can see my dirty floor. And then that is you. Anyway, see you in the next one. Right now, I know I'm blending a lot with the paintbrush. I don't want everything to have soft edges. I want things to have more sharp edges as well. So later on, I'll probably go in with the charcoal pencils. Oh, I forgot to put on the gloves. Crap. My mom insisted that I wear these, so thank you, Mom. I can now pretend like I am a surgeon. The Asian dream. Sorry, too dark. Okay, so I hope you know what I mean when I say that I feel like it looks very off. So basically, compared to the reference, the face should be way wider. I feel like I kind of slimmed it down too much, which is honestly kind of my fault because of how I started this piece. Of how I started the drawing by just like splattering shit all over. I would say that yeah, it looks like an old man, but it does not look like the man in the reference at all. I can try and like see how it will look by editing it digitally. Of course, I'm not gonna do that one as the final, but just to see how it would look. I hope you know what I mean by that. And then also his eyes look really lifeless, so I want to add more to that. The goggles here, I need to work on the shine because they look incredibly flat. The rendering here is atrocious. There's dust all over my arm. Let's inhale dust together. Okay, it is 9:29 p.m. so like nearly 9:30. And so I'm going to take a break and then come back tomorrow. See you. So that was day 2 and day 3. For day 4, I just slept in. Wow, I look so crusty right now. It is 2:30 in the afternoon. It's the 23rd of January. I'm having a lazy day at the moment. Last night, because of drawing, I went to bed like 1 a.m., 12 a.m.-ish. But I do have a plan on what to draw for tonight. I was kind of mixed about what I was going to draw actually because I wanted to do fan art. So instead I'm going to hit 2 birds with 1 stone and do a portrait of the character that I want. So the goals for tonight: proportions. I need to get them correct this time because I'm so pissed at myself for not getting it correct last time. And I did actually go into Procreate and then stretch that out like I said I would, and it looks so much better that way. So I want to fix that tonight. Oh yeah, I have a pink mask this time. Did you notice I changed it? Can you even tell in this lighting? Anyways, see you in the next clip. Bye. Day 5 actually, it was kind of like sinking in on me that I really did not draw much for 5 days, which is like okay all in all. But I just did 3 pieces, including day 5. Anyway, this is actually meant to be fan art of a VTuber. So it was a practice of combining a real-life reference to a 2D person and then smashing them together, which I suck at, by the way. I would say that it went pretty well, but after this, I think it started to really sink in on me that I'm really not doing something right. Because I did plan for the whole page to be the same as the reference, which is including like the shoulders and a bit of the torso. Because I just like slapped dust on it and then went on my merry way. Of course, it didn't turn out that way, so the face ended up being way bigger than I intended. I was still getting the hang of using the brush. It's painting with dust, that's the best way that I can explain it. And also with dust, it like falls and it goes everywhere, and then when you blow it, it like goes up all in your face, and then you're eating charcoal, you're sleeping in charcoal, you're breathing charcoal. Also, the hands were rough. The hands were so rough to do. At that angle, I never did it before, so I just blocked out shapes and negative space and blended it and shaded it to the best of my ability, so it looked kind of accurate. But in the end, I like the piece. I don't think it's bad. I don't know. I think I made him more of a Chad than he really is. I gave him that jawline that he doesn't have. This was a bad idea. I'm gonna force myself to do it though. Okay, get up, get up, get up, get up. Hi, it is 7:14 a.m. right now, and so far I finished 1 evaluation. Woo! I have another final evaluation to do, which I'm gonna do now, and then a reflection I have to do and then turn in. But I still need to revise my notes for the presentation tomorrow. Okay, let's get going. We can do this. Okay, hello. Right now it is nearly 2 p.m. and I know I woke up at 6, okay? I have a good reason though, okay? Please don't judge. I did go outside with my mom to do shopping and then came back, so that is why I'm drawing later today. And I did get work done in the morning, so I didn't do nothing today. Oh yeah, I still have to make a short for today. I've yappered on for a long time. Okay, see you in the next one. Bye. All that is to say, day 6, I was kind of thinking about what I was doing wrong, but I pushed it in the back of my mind, which is when day 6 really hit me over the head. Basically, I was trying to replicate another artist's technique, which works for them but doesn't work for me because obviously Mad Charcoal has so much more knowledge of facial structure and anatomy, and probably has been doing this for a heck of a long time.
I don't. I didn't. So obviously it's not gonna end up great. And we all have individual ways of drawing and that's completely fine. But I was going in like head first into this new thing that I have little to no experience in at all. I think even looking at the footage, I will cringe. At one point, I was contemplating whether to show the footage for this or not because it's kind of embarrassing, but it's part of my process, so like why not show it? Because it is actually a good signal to me of what things I just suck at drawing right now and that I need to study. Especially in traditional art because I can't zoom in. I can't just... I mean, I started at 2 and then I finished at like 4:30, 4:45-ish. So this happened before and it happens often where you just have that one piece that just fails. Like no matter how hard you push it or how hard you try, it just doesn't end up working out even though you try and trust the process. Like in my heart, I know that this piece has already, it's long gone. So just a reminder of what I do need to practice. But these things are okay because if we never know what we need to improve, then we'll never improve anyway. I did say that I need to post a little short today because it's been 2 days since I posted a short. My channel looks quite inactive right now, but this is all what goes on behind the scenes. I used the first week for filming and the second week ish for editing. I use like a week and a half for filming. And since it's not gonna be a charcoal piece, I decided to go a bit easier on myself and do another pen sketch in my sketchbook. Yeah, it's a bit frustrating that all of my hours just kind of tossed down the drain, but to give myself a small little win, at least now I know that, you know, what I should improve on. Okay, see you in the next one. Bye bye. So that transitions to day 7, which is just pen sketches. And some are not even portraits, but I did still want to include this because the past me would not have done this. I think she would have pushed on and carried on with charcoal portraits even if she felt burnt out from the previous day. But it's a good reminder that it's always okay to switch things up if you feel stressed. And I think it did really help. I even made a little short about it, and I said that it really did refresh my brain since at that point I haven't sketched with pen in a few days, so it was really nice to return to it. That was day 7, so next we have day 8 and 9, which are the final 2 days. This lady right here, can you see? You can already see the end result, so sorry for spoilers. So I knew that just slapping dust on it would have resulted in some incorrect stuff. I'm not saying that all of it was terrible, because not all of the portraits were like downright horrendous, but they weren't what I wanted. It's okay to sketch things out beforehand. And I really wanted to end on a high note because I was thinking, imagine I end the video with day 6. That is not a good video. So I actually sketched this time using graphite before going in with the blending, and I kept reminding myself, like, don't rush. It's okay, like, don't rush. Maybe it's not accurate to a T, but at least better than day 2 where it's just... Also, this time I got more used to the charcoal brush technique. I even took this one little clip of me blending the hat because I realized that when I put the dark areas in with the willow charcoal, brushing some parts away would make it lighter because like it brushes the dust away. That would have been obvious to someone else, but not me, apparently. And so by this point, I got the hang of how to apply the tonal range that I want, which is a huge win because I was fumbling in the first half. I said in a previous video about some advice that I would give to artists is that to be knowledgeable of your medium's tools, which serves what purpose, because I have struggled with that for a long time. Because I have actually seen artists myself, especially the newer artists, when they try a new medium, they get frustrated and quit because the tools were not working with their vision. And an example I can give is that one of my classmates, we were doing a watercolor class and he wanted to make a color more pale. With watercolor, to make a color more pale, you don't mix in white, you use more water and dilute it. But he kept adding more white because he wanted to make it a lighter shade. It didn't really work, so he was getting really frustrated. And so I kind of like came in and then said, hey, I can help you with that. You can add water. And then he was like, oh, thank you, which was very nice, very sweet. It's just when I see stuff like that and how new artists get frustrated and really want to quit early, please don't give up. Hey. Okay, it is Wednesday 28, 1:39 p.m. It's been a while since I did a check-in. What the heck am I supposed to say? But also, look how great the weather is today. You never really see me film in the daytime. Okay, I am kind of tired, but I have stuff to do today. But anyway, you probably already saw the disastrous monstrosity that I have done last time, and I never want to do that ever again. So, I want to end this video on a high note, but you live and you learn. But I also have to post a short today. I actually wanted to post it yesterday night, but it was already like 10 p.m. and I got too tired. So I need to post it today because I haven't posted in 5 days, and that looks bad on my channel because YouTube algorithm, blah, blah, blah. And I have to start editing this video. I'm really nervous for it because I have to film the voiceover. Editing my videos takes like, what, 10 hours, 8 hours? I don't really time it, it's just an assumption, but I'm nervous. So right now, this is what she looks like. She looks okay, she's going better than I expected. I'm gonna continue now. I will see you in the next one. See ya. Anyway, to wrap it up, that is my week kinda review about my portrait studies and also charcoal blending study. My favorite is definitely this girl here. I am proud of it compared to the other ones. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you made it this far, thank you so much, it really means the most. And you can subscribe, like, and comment if you want. I also really love reading your comments. I do read every single one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. I forgot there's tissue beside me. I'll put that there. A good job. Why is there a toilet roll behind me? That is my week-ish year. What?